Gotta get up.
It's time for the RMAC Radio Show.
There's nothing I like better than a nice, ice-cold Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference.
The RMAC is a proud member of NCAA Division II.
Colorado School of Mines. There you go. That's legit. They can ball. The Colorado School of Mines can ball.
Now, here's your host, Eric Danner.
It's all good. Respect.
Welcome to the RMAC Radio Show, week number 2, and we had quite a first week of action in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference football. We went 6-4 as a conference. We're going to talk to Stephan Dickens, our RMAC Defensive Player of the Year, as CSU-Pueblo Player of the Week, I should say, as CSU-Pueblo knocked off Northern Colorado, the Division I FCS team, up in Greeley this past weekend to highlight a very good week of RMAC football. We're going to talk some volleyball in segment number 2 with Debbie Hendricks, the head coach at Metro State. The Roadrunners and Regis both hosting the premier volleyball tournament, and they have 3 of the 4 top-ranked teams in the entire country that will be playing in that tournament. Then we're going to close things out with Colin Bonnickson, the sports information director at the Colorado School of Mines. A big week of action coming up at CSM, but we start off with football. As we mentioned, a 6-4 week for the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. Defensive Player of the Week goes to Stephan Dickens from CSU-Pueblo, junior corner out of Aurora. His first game since 2011, missed last year with an injury, had an 80-yard touchdown return that turned things around for CSU-Pueblo. Also had 14 tackles for a career high. And Stephan now joins us on the RMAC hotline. Stephan, how's it going today?
It's good, thank you. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Stephan. I'm looking behind me to see who Sir is, but I appreciate the respect there. Stephan, your first game back after missing all of last year, you had to be super pumped up to be playing in that game. Tell me, as you got ready for the game, what was going through your mind?
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, it was a big game for all of us. You know, the team had a lot of chemistry with UNC. For the past summers, we had been going up there and practicing some 7-on-7 against them, and it was a big hype. You know, I just wanted to be able to do my job for my teammates and come through for them, as well as everybody else on the team, you know.
Talking with Stephan Dickens, the RMAC Defensive Player of the Week, brought to you by Rawlings Football. Stephan, coming into last year, your preseason all-conference, you had an All-American season as a sophomore the year before, and then getting injured last year. What was that like, having to sit out last year?
Oh, it was really tough, you know. That was probably one of the hardest things I had to endure in my life struggle, just because, you know, being there all summer, working all summer, sweating with the boys, you know, and then just not being able to go out and play with them, that was just real tough.
Stephan Dickens coming off a career-high 14 tackles against Northern Colorado. In addition to being the RMAC Defensive Player of the Week, he is also the National Football Foundation Colorado Chapter Defensive Player of the Week, as well as the Beyond Sports College Network Defensive Player of the Week. Stephan, tell me about the touchdown that you had against Northern Colorado. You go back 80 yards. Starts off a little, it was a little scary, I guess, for CSU-Pueblo fans. 16-0, Northern Colorado in front. And then your interception return really turned things around.
Yeah, we I don't know. I guess we were just a little sluggish on defense. You know, weren't really focused. Then we kind of turned it on when it needed to happen. I'm just blessed. You know, I give all glory to God, because without Him, I would not be in the situation I am.
Talking to Stephan. Stephan Dickens, the RMAC Defensive Player of the Week, and I guess no time to sit around and congratulate each other as you got a big game coming up again this weekend. You're going to be heading down to Dallas, Texas, to play in AT&T Stadium against Angelo State. Stephan, I imagine when the schedule first came out, Coach Riston told you guys you're going to be playing in this game. This had to be something super exciting for you guys. What are you looking for from this game?
A victory. You know, I mean, it's an honor to play in that big stadium. You know, it's a privilege. We just got to stay focused and go handle our business. It's a business trip, just like every other week. You know, just a different surrounding. Hopefully, we can put it all together and come out on top.
talking to Stephan Dickens, junior cornerback for CSU-Pueblo. And Stephan, this is now your fourth team, as you're on the team last year, but were injured. It seems like this year there's a lot of new faces, some new responsibilities maybe for some people. After 1 week of action, how does this team different maybe from those previous couple of years?
Like you said, we got a lot of new faces. We're every team is something different. You got new people, so you got new personalities that you have to combine with, and just the new opportunities every day, every week, every time you go out to practice. Just another day to work. This year, I'm really excited to see what our offense has in store. We have a lot of new weapons, and our defense is stacked. So, hopefully we can hit that number one scoring defense like we did a few years back. Every new accomplishment has a task, and you got to work with the details, do everything little to get the big picture.
Well, hey, Stephan, we want to wish you the best of luck this upcoming week. We'll be watching you from Cowboy Stadium there in Dallas.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you. You as well.
All right, that is Stephan Dickens, the RMAC Defensive Player of the Week. Offensive Player of the Week, brought to you by Rawlings, goes to Matt Brown of Colorado Mines, junior quarterback. Had quite a day for the Ore Diggers, leading them to a 72-6 victory over South Dakota Mines. He had 473 yards of total offense in just a little more than 2 quarters of action. He had 401 yards throwing, 37 of 51 with 3 touchdowns. Keep in mind, he had just a little more than a half of action, 51 attempts, and also carried the ball 12 times for 72 yards and 3 more touchdowns. So quite a day for the Colorado School of Mines. Special Teams Player of the Week goes to Logan Beck, a freshman for Adams State out of Highlands Ranch Thunder Ridge High School. Had 3 field goals and also had 3 extra points for the Grizzlies as they defeated Wayland Baptist 44-0 in their opener. We have an exciting slate of RMAC football action coming up this weekend. And for more on that, let's head over to Kia Jeffords in Kia's Corner.
Thanks, Eric. Thursday night, it's a big matchup as number 18 Chadron State takes on number 4 ranked West Texas A&M in a rematch of last year's NCAA playoff game. Adding to the intrigue is that the game is being played in Dallas at AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys. This game will also be played on national TV as the CBS Sports Network and Altitude will both air the contest. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. On Saturday, Colorado Mines also has a big test as the Ore Diggers host number 11 Carson Newman College from Tennessee. That is a noon start in Golden. Colorado Mesa also plays on Saturday. The Mavs travel to Montana State to take on the number 3 ranked team in Division I FCS. That is a 1 p.m. start in Bozeman and will be live on Altitude. Adams State tries to stay perfect in the non-conference. The Grizzlies play on Saturday at 2 p.m. against Oklahoma Panhandle State in Goodwell, Oklahoma. Western State matches up against Idaho State in Pocatello this Saturday at 3. New Mexico Highlands travels to the Wildcats of Abilene Christian. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. It's a rivalry game in South Dakota as Black Hills State matches up at 6 p.m. against South Dakota Mines in Rapid City. Number 5 ranked CSU-Pueblo also gets to play in the house that Jerry built as the Pack plays Angelo State at 7 p.m. in Arlington, Texas on Saturday. That game will be live on Altitude 2. John L. Smith looks for his first win at Fort Lewis as the Hawks host Oklahoma Baptist in Durango on Saturday at 7. I'm Kia Jeffords, and this is Kia's Corner.
Thank you, Kia. Some big games that we had last week. Chadron State defeating Missouri S&T 40-34 in double overtime. Glenn Clinton had 140 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns in that one. New Mexico Highlands got a big win on the road against Eastern New Mexico, 31-28. Colorado Mesa defeats Menlo College 34-0. Jake Chimolino, 120 yards and 2 touchdowns in that one. Western New Mexico nearly pulled off a shocker at Division I FCS San Diego. They lose 38-35. Mitch Glassman, a kid from the Southern California area there, 351 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's just a sophomore, so he's picking up right where he left off. And Western State, we talked to Jazz Baines last week. they put up a pretty good fight against West Texas A&M, the number 3 ranked team in the country, as Western State loses that one 48-21 in Gunnison. The national polls came out, and we have CSU-Pueblo moving up to number 5 in the country. Chadron State now number 18, with Colorado Mines and New Mexico Highlands both receiving votes. So big week of RMAC football action coming up. When we come back, we're going to talk some RMAC volleyball with Debbie Hendricks, the head volleyball coach at Metro State University. You're listening to the RMAC Radio Show.